Blue Beetle tells the story of, well, Blue Beetle. Sounds like the name of a WWE wrestler. Yeah, we got the Texas Tornado, the Red Rooster, and Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus the Hurricane, the Barbarian, and the Blue Beetle.
What the hell is Blue Beetle?
Jamie, a recent college graduate who comes home from university to find that his family, one of which is weirdly played by George Lopez for some reason, are facing eviction from their home. He then finds a mystical artifact called the Scarab inside a burger box, just go with it,
Well, that's not gonna help the family.
which suddenly transforms him into the titular hero and catches the eye of the villainous Victoria Cord, played by Susan Sarandon.
Oh shit.
As stated in previous videos, the disastrous reception of Justice League had caused Warner Brothers to prioritize the development of mid-budget origin stories that would go straight to HBO Max rather than be released in cinemas. And one of these was a film based around the Blue Beetle, because Marvel did it with Guardians and Ant-Man, so we can do it too!
Obviously.
Gareth Dunnett Alcoca was commissioned to write the script, while Angel Manuel Soto was chosen to direct in February 2021. The filmmakers wanted to take advantage of the fact that this would be the first DC film to have a Latino as the lead character, by integrating Latin culture and language into the story, thereby making a film that would stand out from other superhero films. Noble idea, but considering your goal is to publicize Latin culture, maybe don't have lines like this.
It's alien.
Yeah, I don't really like the term alien. I mean, you can use it, but
Whatever.
Just saying.
It all happened for a reason.
Furthermore, the filmmakers took inspiration from a number of different mediums, such as the Infinite Earth storyline from the comics where Blue Beetle was first introduced, as well as Akira, the Injustice video games, the films of David Cronenberg, and the Mission Impossible and Indiana Jones franchises. Don't remind me of Indiana Jones.
Sounds like a you problem.
When casting the titular character, Zola Mari Duenia was the director's only choice for the lead role after he saw his performance in the Netflix series Cobra Kai. Zola himself was very excited to take on the role as he was keen to bring Latin representation to the superhero genre, hoping that he could give young Latino kids a role model that they could see themselves as.
Yeah, I don't really like the term alien. I mean, you can use it, but
Whatever.
Furthermore, Sharon Stone was the first choice for the film's villain and actually came fairly close to doing it, but she ultimately backed out of the project entirely and the part was recast with Susan Sarandon.
That's gotta mean something.
Filming began in May 2022, but contrary to their initial plan, Warner Brothers suddenly decided that the film would instead be released in cinemas rather than going straight to streaming. And Blue Beetle was released on August the 18th, 2023, and though it got good reviews and performed extremely well on streaming, the film only grossed $130 million at the box office, making it the lowest grossing film in the entire DCEU.
Can't wait to see it in action.
However, unlike other DC characters, it was later confirmed that Blue Beetle would be reappearing in James Gunn's rebooted DCU, with the lead reprising his role, but that the film itself would not be canon to the upcoming reboot and would stand on its own. Right. Next you're going to tell me they're doing a sequel to I Am Legend based on an alternate ending.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great. I'll do anything.
I mean, after the most intense close-up of a man's ponytail I've ever seen, the opening credits are pretty sick, I can't lie. Unfortunately, it does resemble Suicide Squad, but the music is so sick and it's edited together really well. Much like most DC movies, the comedy is so bad.
Excuse me, sir. How do I look?
Like you're 6 figures in debt.
Okay.
And they managed to make George Lopez unfunny. Yeah, kids, there once was a time where this man was actually able to get a laugh.
Yeah, Cabezon, you look like an asshole, just like everybody else here.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Jenny. Hi, Jenny. We know who you are. Oh my God, it's inside of me.
Inside you? How?
They're gonna wipe our minds so that we don't tell anybody. And it's not like the government isn't used to locking up Mexicans anyways. I mean, this is sci-fi shit. This is CIA. This is Area 51. Thinking about turning our house into a nuclear power plant. I went swimming out there by where your family has that company. My testicles are 7 times their normal size.
But he's not the only one. Jamie has a sister who is beyond irritating.
Gotta take a shit, bro. I need you to be a lookout.
Wait, but the service restrooms are out there.
Yeah, and I deserve a luxury dump right now, all right? Or the Maria.
Okay.
A mucha honra, tan, tan, tan. Wait, that was lavish.
Not only do we get the cliche of the family losing their house, but here, in 2023, apparently movies still haven't learned.
The OMAC ensures security Core can rely on.
Yep, what's the worst that could happen with technology like this? Have we learned nothing?
Your father abandoned this company. And he abandoned you.
I won't let you do this.
Without teaching me how to act first. Now I know that I very often point out that DC rips off Marvel, but I'm not gonna do that this time, guys. What, just because it starts off with him heading to a highly important science lab to meet a girl, which is when he gets infected by a small creature with superpowers, and then later with the help of an older mentor gets given a high-tech suit that helps him fight crime, but it continuously tries to encourage him to murder, and he struggles to control the technology and do the right thing before having to avenge the death of a loved one, and even fails to take off with his powers on a rooftop. I'm not gonna say that they stole it from another Marvel film. Yeah, weirdly his dad was not supposed to tie in the original script, but the studio pushed the director to include an emotional death that would raise the stakes. I was expecting it to be George Lopez, I'm not gonna lie. And hoping.
I am the shit.
I'll give him credit though, it's incredibly fucking graphic as he becomes Blue Beetle. Look at it looks like a slasher. It does have some really cool imagery. We even get a scene where he cuts through an entire bus. Yeah, could you want Marvel's balls on your tongue much more? Just come all over me, Marvel. I am your bitch. Come on, daddy. I mean, at least this joke had the potential of being funny.
Man, has it hit you yet? Because it ain't hit me.
No.
Man, has it hit you?
Nah, man.
Well, surely we should have gotten a reaction from the stoners.
Not again!
I think it just hit me.
But the timing's all wrong! You'd have them be like, oh, it hasn't hit me. Then he lands, then they say, oh, it just hit me. And then he goes off and does the shit with the bus. It's common sense! The punchline's ruined! They can't do anything right!
We are gonna figure it out. We always do.
Yes, Dad, but one of us has never been raped by an alien before.
Yeah, I don't really like the term alien. I mean, you can use it, but
Whatever.
I have to say, Susan Sarandon is awful in this. Half the time, it's like she's reading the lines, but she doesn't even know what film it's for.
What we've done. Ignacio, I'm on your side.
She just couldn't give a fuck.
Find him!
Urgently. This is an emergency.
It could kill him.
Oh, bummer. Well, but sacrifices have to be made for the greater good.
There is just no effort in her voice whatsoever. She doesn't have a single care in the world.
His pulse is dropping.
Well, just fix it. Santa, you moron, what are you doing?
Jennifer, you don't know what the LMAC is. Carapax is just a prototype. This is the only thing that's important.
I am totally only here for the money.
No, I know about family. I know about my family that overlooked me just the way that you are now, because you were just like your pathetic father, who didn't have the guts to do what was necessary for the greater good.
Sacrifices must be made for the greater good.
Shut it!
There's a scene where they have to sneak back into the building and Lopez helps them, but they quite literally give no explanation. He says he has something that might help, they rock up to the place with it. It's just technology. Doesn't matter what technology, doesn't matter what it is, it just works. Yeah, this random broke Mexican bum somehow builds this device to overpower government technology.
No way.
The first time we see Blue Beetle's powers, I can't lie, it is pretty cool. But at first, he's not exactly a superhero, is he? I mean, the suit does it all for him. He doesn't even have to learn a fight or anything. It's the equivalent of owning an Alexa and claiming to be a general knowledge master. But admittedly, as the film progresses, he does become more of a hero as he actively makes decisions and the suit obeys him as he tries to do the right thing and save his family. And it is really sad when he is immobilized and has no choice but to watch his father die. His dad doesn't have a whole lot of screen time, but it still kind of works. And his annoying sister's performance does get a lot better here. This is heartbreaking. But do you know what's missing in 2023? A power glove joke.
Do these things work? Some of them?
What year is it?
And after Jamie spends the whole movie trying not to kill anyone, his family come marching in and decide to massacre absolutely everyone in their path as they all cheer with big smiles on their faces. In fact, later, he's absolutely fine with his nan killing people. And don't you tell me, well, it's fine because it's life or death, because earlier it was life or death and he still didn't kill anyone. She even goes on to butcher more people. This lady's a psychopath.
Oh, he's pissed.
Of course, we get the cliche of him dying, having a vision of his dad in heaven who inspires him to go back because it's not his time, and this gives him the strength to fight free, because apparently the filmmakers saw so many other movies!
Yo siempre estaré contigo, Franco.
I swear to God, if he says in his heart,
Todas las respuestas están aquí.
son of a bitch! There is a cliche but nicely handled scene where emotions take over and he does go in for the kill, but in a nice turn of events, the suit actually stops him from murdering. Before we get a flashback to the killer's backstory, because apparently DC just can't get enough of wanting us to sympathize with serial killers. What are you doing? I don't give a fuck what he's been through, he's killing people. And that's it. We get some cheesy ass dialogue written by a 12-year-old.
That love that I have for my family, makes me strong.
And it's all forgiven because criminals are just poor, misunderstood creatures. Dude, your suit flies. Did you forget what the fuck you're wearing, you moron? But there is a nice sentimental ending where Jamie's girl gets accepted into his family, which is really sweet. But let's end it with a funny dick joke.
I feel a surge of blood rushing towards your mid-region.
Stop.
Blue Beetle is definitely the most surprising one I've covered in this saga. Despite some cliches, I did actually quite enjoy it. And I know that's quite shocking considering the criticisms I've given it. Lopez is beyond unfunny and it does steal from other movies, but there's enough in there to kind of make it its own. It's not like Wonder Woman where everything is copy and pasted. I did actually get a kick out of this. It's not as good as Shazam, and it's kind of amusing that, in my opinion, the second best one so far is the one that barely anyone decided to actually go and see. But I would recommend it. We are down to the final one. And DC definitely wanted to go out with a bang.